Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the I Don't Know Running podcast, where we share our experiences that make running fun and sometimes not so fun. I'm Lewis, and I'm a self-admitted lazy ultra runner, and Mitch is off drinking bourbon on the Bourbon Trail with some friends. So I really hope he's enjoying that this weekend, a time to get away with some friends and enjoy some bourbon, and I know he really enjoys that. So good on him to get out and do that. Again, hope he is enjoying that. So this weekend's episode is a little bit of a continuation of last week's episode. We are interviewing some more folks from the Amway Riverbank Run charity partners and somebody actually from Amway. So yeah, hope you enjoy that episode and really appreciate everybody listening and sharing and subscribing and liking. That is awesome, and really appreciate the emails that we get from some of you guys. Always happy to engage in that and just see what else we can be doing that you guys want to hear. And also some people that actually email to say, hey, have you guys considered this or considered that? Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Please continue to do that. And with that, yeah, hope you enjoy this week's episode. Well, hey, everybody, let's welcome our next guest to the podcast, Will with Amway. Welcome, Will.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you. Will works for Amway and obviously the title sponsor for the last few years now. Will, one of the things we always like to ask our guests, anybody that has ran, what got you into running? What is your running history? I understand you have ran the event. I'm not sure what, but you have ran the event in the past. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So I've always been fairly active. I played a lot of sport growing up, primarily rugby and football, soccer, I should clarify.
Okay.
And running was just a great way for me to stay in shape. Where I really started to take it seriously was kind of a challenge from a friend of mine, and we signed up to run the New York City Marathon. About 10 years ago now. So That was kind of the peak of my running. It's been a lot shorter distance since then, 5Ks, 10Ks. For the Amway Riverbank Run, I've done the 10K. But now, obviously, being involved as the sponsor, we're pretty busy on race day and focused on other things.
Yeah.
So that's your excuse to not run.
That's right.
That's a good excuse. Well, cool. You work for Amway. What is it that you do for them? Like, what's your title? What do you do?
Absolutely. So I'm director of our global Amway brand. With that, I'm really responsible for all the fun stuff. I have our
environment.
Yeah, it's awesome. Really, I have responsibility for all of our environmental sustainability work, all of our corporate social responsibility, so all the social impact work we do, which is grants, it's volunteering. You know, it's a big piece of our culture and our employee experience to give back to the community. So volunteering is really important to us. We have a huge number of employees and independent business owners that show out on race day and volunteer at the Riverbank Run. So I get to do really all the fun things that the warm and fuzzy for a company, if you like.
How do you get a job like that? I'll take that.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be good at it or not, but it'd be fun.
Yeah. So you speak of the volunteer piece. So are you saying that you actually help with the Riverbank Run side of things? Anyway, are you helping promote that with a company? What's that look like?
Absolutely. It's a big deal for us, right? Being the title sponsor, it's a really important thing for us to be involved, and it's a great opportunity for all of our employees. We have about 3,000 employees here in West Michigan, so it's a great opportunity for them to show up and give back to the community, which is really important for us. I think it takes about 1,000 employees to make everything go smoothly on race day. So, we really encourage as many folks as possible to come down, sign up, whether you're coming down with friends, family, or co-workers, run an aid station, marshal the course, keep everybody safe on race day.
And I'm sure you have a lot of employees that like running the race too. So not all of them obviously could volunteer if they're running, but So you said you've ran the 10K.
Yes.
And now you're obviously a little busy on race day.
I am.
Because doing your job then, you're working on race day.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're still helping coordinate and facilitate and direct and do all of these things on race day.
Yeah, so myself and my team will be down at 4 a.m. along with Lauralee and Russ and some of the other sponsors, and everything from media to marshalling people around, making sure we've got enough volunteers at the right place. And
Yeah, so what do you actually do on race day? I'm curious. Like when you get up, you come in here, like what do you actually do?
I flow to the work wherever I'm needed. So if they need people handing out Gatorade, or if they need people to do an interview, or if they need people handing out product at Finish Fest, whatever it is, I'm just kind of there to flex and go wherever needed.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because the after party is at DeBoss Place now too, which is really...
It's awesome. It's a ton of fun. We actually have the expo the day before as well.
Yeah.
So we'll set up at the expo. The runners come down and get their packets, and we're there to talk about the products that we offer and why we're a partner with the Amway Riverbank Run. And then we also are there after the race for Finish Fest, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah. One of the things you mentioned in your job when we were talking before we started recording was you basically manage the partnership now with Amway and Riverbank Run. Can you just talk a little bit about that, the importance of it, the how it came to be, and maybe you could just help us out with that. Talk a little bit about that.
For sure. So Amway, we're a health and wellness business. Our mission is really to help people live better, healthier lives.
And what a partnership then.
Right. What better way than to partner with the largest single-day sporting event in West Michigan, right? But for us, it's much more than that. It's really about empowering community, encouraging people, supporting people in reaching their own personal health and wellness journey. And as I said, it really is a really fun community event. It gets everybody down. It's Saturday in May, so the weather can be a little tricky. We never know, but usually it's an awesome day. Everybody's downtown. We have people volunteering, just cheering on the runners, and then people participating, as you say. So it's a really important for our West Michigan community that we have events like this, and we absolutely want to support that and be part of it.
Yeah, that's not the first time I've heard this from several of the people that I've either talked to or even like Laura Lee when we had her on earlier. The community aspect of it. It's a huge part. Amway is obviously a huge part of the West Michigan community. The Riverbank Run is, and then you put those two together and the wellness side. I mean, geez, what a fit.
Right. And for us, it's also so inclusive. There really is something for everyone, right? If you're an elite athlete or you're a serious runner and you're chasing down those 25K runs or maybe doing your first 10K, or if you just want to come out and do a 5K or walk a 5K, there really is something for everyone, and we love that.
That's true. I hadn't thought of that.
Like you said, even if you're not a runner, we keep talking about the volunteer part, but that is an awesome way to be involved.
Yeah.
Just working at an aid station. It's fun.
Yeah. Anything else that you just would like to share with regards to Amway and the partnership, or any just closing comments?
Well, this is our 5th year as presenting sponsor. We love the race. We love being part of it. We love what it brings to the community. So we're just really grateful to have the opportunity to be involved.
I think it's a great fit. A local company that's been, how long has Amway been?
Since 1959 in Ada, Michigan.
And it started here,
And
here then you have Riverbank Run, which, obviously started here, but has been around since 70.
This will be the 46th run.
46th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do the math, Lewis. Try to figure that out.
I can't do that math. That's good. He just said 46th.
Too much pressure.
Interesting story. There are a group of runners who have run the 25K every single year.
I think it's a small group now.
It's about 11, I think.
11, is that right?
But every year.
Good job on managing this. That is awesome. You are in and you do well. Well, cool. Hey, thanks so much for joining and giving us a little bit of the background behind Amway and the partnership and what you do and the things that you're bringing to the event. And thank you for the volunteer piece, because that is huge. We have been saying this several times now recently that, man, it is all about the volunteers and having enough to put on these kinds of events. So thank you so much for joining us. This has been fun.
Thank you for having me. And if anybody is interested in volunteering, a last-minute pitch, go to AmwayRiverbankRun.com and sign up.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, hey, everybody. Let's welcome now Jenny and Jessica to the podcast. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning. And You guys are, Jenny, Jenny and Jessica. Jessica, you are with the StoreHouse. Jenny, you are the ambassador running for the StoreHouse, which is a partner with the Riverbank Run this year. Jenny, let's start with you. Let's just start off with what got you involved with running, what got you involved with the StoreHouse, and just tell us a little bit about your history with that.
So full disclosure, I'm not a runner.
Okay.
Which is why I'm glad I'm running, because I've never run in a marathon. And the group that I have with me, we have some runners, some walkers. So all of us signed up for the 5K walk.
Okay.
But we're training for the run, but this way there's no pressure.
Yeah. Take the pressure off.
So I bought new shoes, new outfits, so I'm ready.
This is great.
That part's important. You got to look good.
Yeah, we're going to have
Look
outfits.
good, feel good.
So.
Well, this is great. I love this. The fact that you have come on board to support a charity, and you're not even calling yourself a runner, but here you are.
No.
You're signed up. You are preparing. You're training. You're here.
Yep.
Did you go out today?
I did not.
Okay. Well, you're injured.
I'm injured. It's almost better. I had broken my foot, and then so I was in a boot for a while, and then I was cleared, and then brilliant me went ice skating and fell, and so then I hurt my knee. So hopefully in a couple weeks. So right now we're just doing the beginning, the couch to 5K, and then we also have a trainer through JR Coaching, Jeff, and so he's personalizing a training for us.
Gotcha.
That's awesome.
So we're training for the run, but signed up for the walk.
Well, if you get through the event, run or walk, it's an accomplishment, and hopefully it all goes well. Jessica, talk a little bit about the StoreHouse. What is it? How did it get tied in? Or what was the connection with the Riverbank Run? And just tell us a little bit about that.
The StoreHouse is a nonprofit warehouse redistribution center, which is just a fancy way of saying that we operate we take in brand new donated goods. So Amway is actually a partner of ours. They send donated materials to us.
Okay.
And then we redistribute it to other nonprofits similar to the ones that are here. So Pause for a Cause comes and takes pet supplies from us.
Oh.
So they are able to reduce their outlying costs to both operate their business, but also then to help people in poverty. So our ultimate goal is to be able to support the poverty reduction by offsetting the costs of both for schools, for their physical supplies, and then for nonprofits to operate and support the community.
Oh, so what kind of goods do you take in? Everything, I'm guessing?
Everything except food. So we actually have appliances, mattresses, beds,
And
toys.
New stuff,
Brand
typically.
Brand new. So we have probably 50 to 100 different product owners that ship us goods. We do about 20 million in a year, so we have a large warehouse that we work with over 200 nonprofits locally and about 120 schools so far.
Wow.
Oh, wow. How long has this been going?
7 years ago. I co-founded it in 2016. My background's actually in education, so I taught in inner city schools. So we have a shared passion because she's a teacher as well.
Oh, okay.
And moving to Grand Rapids, I took time to raise my own family and started volunteering at a food bank where I learned about there was a lot of access for food here in Grand Rapids, but not for personal care type products, which the founder of the food bank had told me they were in need of that. So I went on a search trying to find that and came up pretty dry. And so my church had allowed me to open a little pantry to start trying to procure those items, and the need started outpacing the demand. So I went on a hunt for more of those and came across a broker who had school supplies and hygiene products. And so that's when we decided to change away from this pantry model and start our own nonprofit.
There's just so much that goes through my head of trying to get that started because you got to keep track of all that stuff. You have to have a space to store it. So you have to have a system that keeps track of all that.
Right.
So you probably had to bring all that stuff in.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you have, one of the things I'm thinking of that Mitch said was a space.
Right.
How do you house all this?
We actually, the church that we operate in is Frontline Community Church. So I attend the church there and was on the board for a while and was talking about this passion of mine. And they were not using about a third of their building at the time.
Oh.
And so they said, well, if you could come up with a plan, we'll give you that space. So they really are very generous by giving us the west third of their building. So we have about 20,000 square feet that we operate out of.
And you move things through pretty quick? Or
yeah.
So it just comes in and goes out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Depending on the volume, one company, and I'm not really supposed to name all the different company names on here, but one company reached out and said, we have 120 semi-trucks of appliances. How many can you take?
All of them?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I wanted to, and as we build out the system within the community, so Amway, for example, stored our products for about a year. They worked to sort it and organize it and then ship it back to us where we were able to distribute. As we build that system out with other, corporate companies that are willing to do that, the more we can expand. Unfortunately, we only took 2 of those trucks, but we would have loved to have captured all of them.
Yeah. I mean, how many people could you help at that point?
Right.
So you take in almost any product except for food, you said.
Right.
So what started as a hygiene pantry has turned into everything.
Exactly.
Meeting the needs of anything.
Right. We were just talking to Family Futures. They were talking about, kind of their campaign about baby safety stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we have like baby safety gates and baby, like latches for the cabinets. And then we have for Pause for a Cause, we have cages and food, we have kind of a whole smattering of everything you could possibly need. We have microphones.
So how good are they?
Yeah, right. Probably not this quality.
I'm curious then, who comes to you?
So that's a really good question. So it's not the individual who's in need that's actually directly accessing us. We're a business to business. So like Pause for a Cause or Family Futures sends their staff who shop on behalf of either their organization who needs supplies like the microphone to run the business, or the actual items like the baby safety things that they're actually taking and providing to the clients. So it's both and.
Gotcha. Okay. And you said you help to supply for schools and things like that as well. I mean, is that literally school systems come to you like, yeah, we didn't get funding for this. How are we going to get this stuff? How are we going to help these kids that don't have the means at home to be able to get a notepad or pencils and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So they're coming to you, and what does that process look like? Is it a discounted price? Like, what is this? Like, how does that piece work?
Right. That's another good question, and at one point I'll tap into Jennifer because she got involved originally that way. But with the teacher store, so we have 2 different programs that can serve schools. One that, because of the donors who send products for that specific purpose, it has to go to a low-income school, and there has to be no fee. So we distribute probably $2 million a year to these 120 schools who access backpacks, notebooks, books. We took in I think 50 to 100,000 different books last year, brand new. Each book's value is between $5 and $10, so times you can do the math there. And then we provide them free of charge to those teachers. So the teachers themselves come in and shop and take whatever they need to support their classrooms. And then in the warehouse, and that's free. In the warehouse side, if a school building says, you know what, we need copy paper to support the system, all of our teachers. We need books for the library, then they send their administration to come, and there's a small fee. It's about 5% of retail is what we end up charging for. And so a lot of it goes out free. But there are some things that are, really high value that we're able to charge a small fee for to help, bring sustainability for our own operation.
To help keep the operation going.
Right.
You mentioned, bringing Jenny in. So, what is that connection? What got you involved? And, maybe you could speak a little bit to that.
So that's when I started with StoreHouse, was probably about 6 years ago. We came in for a tour, I came with another friend, and at that time, I worked in a district.
Because you were teaching.
Teaching, yep, 22 years. And so the district I was in, we get very little school supplies, very basic. So that year especially, we only got 2 reams of paper a month. And we had to have homework. So we came in, and she was like, oh, you can have this colored paper ream. And we were just dying, like, I can just have this? Yes. Then we signed up, and you came in shopping. So you literally take a shopping cart. You go in and you pick whatever you want. And when she spoke about the books, it's not just books. It is scholastic, high-interest books. So Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and at all ages, preschool all the way up to high school. Paper, pencils, then there's stuff for behaviors, stuff that we all spend so much money on. And so you take everything, put it in your cart, and you walk out the door.
Yeah, because let's face it, teachers, it's funny because the more you learn, the more you know. Like, you think of like, oh yeah, teachers get all this stuff given to them. They spend so much of their own money on supplies and things like that. And this is a great way, obviously, especially for a school district that's not getting funds that really they need in order to teach well. This is a way for them to be able to get some of those necessary.
I think it's the most exciting. So you just get to pick, you get to walk around. It's like a store. So you just take your cart and put everything in, and it's what you chose. So maybe another classroom doesn't need a bunch of books, but they need glue or pencils or pens. We just got whiteboards in. It's just things that, and like whiteboard markers.
That is amazing. So I'm guessing there is a process. You can't just like, hey, right. I'm a teacher. Right. Let me come and shop here, and they're in like the best, wealthiest like school district right. possible. Like, there's a process to this, right? You're right. vetting a lot of this.
Yeah, we use a website online where we can go in, and it tracks the poverty rate of schools. It used to be based on the free and reduced lunch status, and then COVID hit, and the government gave free lunch to every school, so they were all coming and saying, well, we're full free lunch now. And so there is an application process. They can go to our website, storehousemi.org.
Storehousemi.org.
Correct.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing. I just want to say your hearts, both of your hearts, is incredible. And just sitting down for this 10, 15 minutes, I am super impressed by just that side of you guys. The fact of what you're doing and what it is doing for people that really, literally don't have the means to just send a kid to school even. And here you are teaching those kids and finding a connection here, and then backing, like a race or getting with a race, partnering so that you can bring awareness like this to more people. Because I had no clue. I had no clue about this.
No, I didn't either. One thing, like computers, does computers go through there too, as far as?
We get, most of our goods come by the semi-truck. So it's how many semi-trucks of this month it's mattresses. We have everything, but I know a new incoming product that will be enticing to a lot of our housing organizations will be the mattresses. But we also have catalogs where, they'll say, hey, Nike's discounting these, shoes or whatever, and we can take in just cases. And so what we're doing, you were kind of asking about the tracking system. It's all been very manual so far, but we just worked with a company local who's building a software system that's going to track all of our inventory.
Oh, yeah.
But the more exciting piece is actually that it's going to allow all of our member schools and nonprofits to input their product needs so that we source on behalf of exactly what they need.
Right.
And then we connect the story back to the donor to say, these are the number of organizations your product supported.
Some of the stuff you still have to buy to bring in at a heavily discounted price. So there's got to be a place for people to donate money as well.
Yes.
And how do they get involved with that?
Thank you for asking that. You can do it right through our website. You can, we have an online option to be able to donate right through the website.
And then obviously through Riverbank.
Riverbank.
You got me.
Yeah.
You got me.
You got yourself.
He's been doing this to me this whole time.
Yeah.
He's been putting it in my head. It's your fault. Through the partnership with the Riverbank Run.
Right.
They can get involved that way too.
Yes, we have a race page up on our website. You can actually get a discount for the run if you go and register under our race page, and then you can donate right at the bottom. So
nice.
Well, that's awesome. We'll have all that linked in the description on the podcast and on the YouTube. So, Well, hey, thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been eye-opening to me. And again, I just want to say how much I appreciate the heart that you guys have behind what you do. That's incredible. I'm blown away. And any final thoughts?
I added mine.
Added yours? Hey, thank you guys so much for joining us. And hopefully you get healthy and you can get through your race well.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thanks. You.
Well, hey, everybody, let's welcome to the podcast. We've had a lot of interviews today. Let's welcome to the podcast, Blakely and Will. Welcome, you guys.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, this is great. Blakely and Will are tied with Family Futures, who is a partner with this year, with a charity partner with the Riverbank Run. And Will, you're the ambassador. You're doing the running, you're both doing the running this year. However, you are the ambassador running for Family Futures this year.
That's correct.
Let's talk a little bit about that. What got you involved with running? What's your experience with running? And what got you started?
Yeah, so I've really been running my whole life, like ever since probably junior high, I think, is when I first started running organized. Started running cross country, ran cross country through high school. Was never spectacular at it, but always enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I love the team aspect and just the ability to push myself and see my ability to push myself harder and run faster and run farther.
Yeah.
In college, I did not run collegiately, but I ran through college. And then kind of a year or two out of college, I really got more serious about running and started signing up for marathons and running a lot more and trying to push myself and really see how fast and strong I could make myself.
Yeah. And so you've done marathons and...
Yep. So I've run... I think 8 full marathons at this point. A lot of halves. I've run Riverbank 25K, I think 9 times.
Oh, wow.
So Riverbank is honestly my favorite race in the West Michigan area. And I try to schedule my calendar around so that I can race this every year because I love this run.
I've been running it as well every year since I've started running. So
Nice.
I do try to run Riverbank every year.
Awesome. And Blakely, you are with Family Futures. You work for them. And tell us a little bit about Family Futures.
Yeah, so Family Futures is a nonprofit organization serving families with children ages 0 to 5. So we're all about helping parents in those critical first 5 years of a child's life, which a lot can happen. It's actually 90% of a child's brain grows and is fully developed by age 5. So it could not be a more critical effort to help these kiddos grow. So we've got 3 main programs: Connections, Healthy Families Kent County, and Child Safety. And each of them do 3 different things. But the main goal is just to make sure that parents are safe, taken care of, and they've got everything they need to help their family be successful.
So how does that work? Like I understand the concept. How do you do that? Like, what does somebody do? Like, how do you guys go about getting that job done?
Yeah, so our main program, Connections, it's a program where you can track your child's development at home. So what we'll do is we'll send out what we call the ASQ. It's the Ages and Stages questionnaire. It's kind of a way to track your kiddo's growth. We'll send that via mail or email every couple months. They fill out that quiz, send it back to us, and then we're able to provide them real-time updates on how their child is growing. So that's a great way to catch delays, if a speech delay, if a child is showing signs of autism, we're able to kind of catch those things and then help parents get their children on the right track and connect them to community resources to make sure they're all good.
Gotcha. How does that connection with the Riverbank Run start, and how did that form?
Yeah, so one of our board members formerly worked with Amway. Her name's Beth Dornan. She's amazing. She actually showed us the application and was like, hey, you guys should totally apply for this. And then we were like, you know what? This would be an awesome opportunity. And so we filled out the application, and when we found out that we were a charity partner, we were so excited. And this has just been a great way for us to spread the word about Family Futures, who we are and what we do. So we couldn't be more thankful for the Amway team.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is this a local company then?
Yes. So we're actually right down the road from the YMCA we're at right now. We serve families in Kent County, and then we serve families in the surrounding counties as well.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, it makes sense to be connected with a local race, grown here, and now, being connected here. How old is Family Futures?
So Family Futures has actually been around for a hot minute. It's been like 35 years that Family Futures has been in existence. Yeah, so we've been serving families for that long, and
right here in
Grand Rapids in Kent County. Yeah,
Okay.
so we're really proud to have been in the community for this long.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you are running this year.
I am. I'm running the 10K.
Awesome. Will, I just want to ask, so what's your connection with Family Futures? What made you decide, you know what, I want to be an ambassador for them and run for them?
Yeah, so my wife actually works at Family Futures.
Oh, okay.
And there's kind of, I guess, I saw the need from when she comes home every day. I hear all the stories about what she does every day. And in particular, she was working on a project where they were distributing pack and plays and car seats to those who needed them and couldn't afford them.
Yeah.
And when news of that went out, I think at one point they had 750 people on a waiting list or something.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't have the funds to buy 750 car seats.
Yeah.
And in that nonprofit world, you need money coming in to be able to pay and meet these needs. And so I saw a real need there of they want to do good, there's desire to do good, there's a need here, and we can't meet it because we don't have sufficient funds. So as a charity ambassador, I'm hoping that I can help meet some of that need, raise some funds to be able to do some good in our community through that way.
Oh, I think you are. That is great. And everything's going well with training.
Yeah, I'm feeling healthy, feeling strong right now.
Good.
So what's your goal?
I'm hoping for low 130s, maybe
wow.
131.
wow.
So you're serious?
Yeah, I would like to be sub sixes for sure.
What's your
Oh my goodness.
What's your PR then?
I've run, I think a 132 something at Riverbank.
Okay, so you'd like to beat that, or
Yes,
okay.
I would like to PR, and I think I'm in shape right now to beat
Hey,
that.
Oh,
you think
my
you're on
goodness.
track?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is flying. What is your PR marathon?
Marathon, I've struggled to put together. My PR marathon is a 251.
That's not a struggle.
Yeah. Well, but what's funny is it's such perspective, right? Because, and we're kind of going down the rabbit hole of running here a little bit, but that's okay. This is a running podcast.
Well,
the perspective of when you're running at that speed and you say not put together, you are so laser focused on every mile through every race event. So for the 25K, you're laying out that run specific, and you're training for that run specific at that speed. So for the marathon, I can see where you're 251, you probably hit the struggle bus or something for the last 5-10 miles or something, right?
Yeah, for a half, I can run an hour 16:30.
Wow.
But have not been able to quite.
Lewis, you got to get on your game.
Oh my goodness, that's so fast. What is that?
550-ish.
50?
549, 550.
Oh yeah, wow.
Well,
That's
I
insane.
mean, I know we're here talking about charities.
Yes.
But that's exciting
It's worth talking about.
because this is great because it is tied together and it'll be fun. Hey, let's see what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can all pull up his results.
Yeah.
Pressure's
on.
Pressure's on. Pressure is on.
Well, cool. I love the story. Your wife works there, and just hearing the stories made you want to get involved. And I hope that people hearing this hear that story of 700. I think is it 750 car seats and playpens. Or what was it? Both? Or?
Yeah, pack and place,
Pack
both
and place.
actually. About to drop a major bump. What's crazy is there are even more people on the list now, so we're over 1,000 people on the list.
So it's gone up. since
So
then.
The need has increased.
Wow.
So when people donate to us as a charity partner, some funds will go directly towards providing those car seats and pack and plays for the families in need. Because like Will talked about, we literally just can't anymore. Like that's the number on the waiting list to keep kids safe. So It's crazy.
And so I hope that people hearing this just take a second, look up Family Futures. Is it familyfutures.org?
Yeah, familyfutures.org/Amway Run is our race page, and it gives all specifics on, if you donate to us as a charity partner or decide to run for Team Family Futures, we've got all the information at familyfutures.org/Amway Run.
Awesome. So you can go there, you can figure out a way to help donate and help support over 1,000 families that need car seats and pack and plays. And if you're a mother or a family, father too, doesn't matter, but and you have to go somewhere and you have a child, you understand the importance of obviously a car seat. And so so I hope I hope people listening can just hear that and hear the need and throw $100 their way or something. Everything helps.
An interesting thing about car seats too is I think they do expire. Like they're only good for so long, so it's not like you can just hand them down and give somebody a used car seat. Like so it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like a 5-year life.
Yeah,
or something
I think
that.
so. And people are so sweet to want to, donate those used car seats, but unfortunately, we can't accept them. And one car seat is $250. So that adds up, and that's that explains why the waiting list is so high.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys both so much for what you're doing. I think it's commendable. And again, another one where even like the last one, I'm just going, man, your guys' hearts are in such good places to want to help people. You see a need, you dive in and you really try to help that need. I think it's amazing. Any final closing thoughts? Anything we haven't covered you'd like to talk about?
Just want to point back to that website. We've got a ton of resources there. We'd love for people to join Team Family Futures. If you go back and watch the YouTube recording, Will's actually got our race shirt on right now. Family Futures, Amway Riverbank Run, and on the back it says, I run for families. And so
cool.
If anyone is passionate about running for families and making a difference in the lives of children, we highly, highly recommend you run for Team Family Futures.
How are you feeling about your 10K?
Good. Running for me is all about just getting it done. But honestly, the concept that I've proved to myself that I can do hard things has made running so valuable for me.
That 10K is a fun distance. I think they have a good course here too.
Yeah,
so
that's what I've heard. I'm excited.
It's through a lot of the neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's really good.
it's a fun race.
And you get a nice hill.
Yeah.
Great. Didn't hear that. People have left that one out. So.
Yeah, I'm thinking, right?
Lewis.
The hill up around the blue building, right?
I can't
It goes
remember.
around there, I think. But anyway, enjoy it. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Well, hey, that's all the time we have on this week's episode of the I Don't Know Running podcast. Hope you enjoyed those interviews. And I'm actually really excited for next week's podcast. Next week, we have a guest joining us that probably knows more about the Riverbank Run than anybody. She has been with the Riverbank Run since the old Kent days. So really excited for that interview as well. And I know that those that listening will get a little bit of a glimpse of all that goes into just putting on an amazing event, especially if you are from the area. You realize how big of an event this is. But she will be joining us next week, and then we have some really exciting interviews coming right after that. Some people that have joined us before, and little teaser, we have a special episode coming with some amazing stories from a day in running that affected a lot of people's lives, and that affected mine personally as well as my wife's. And so just be looking for that. That will be coming out near Boston Marathon, actually. So again, thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to go to YouTube, subscribe, listen there. Even if you don't watch it, just listen there, or listen where you've been currently listening. No big deal. Really appreciate everybody listening, liking, sharing. That's how we're going to get this out. and hope to share these experiences that not only we have, but many other people have as well with those that are in the running community. With that, be sure to tune in next time as we share more about what we just don't know. And until then, happy running.